I stirred before first light to the gentle whisper of activity. Women were already readying themselves for the day's principal rite. In the dim interior of a hut lined with a thin coat of dried cow dung, clay bowls of dense paste glowed faintly. This blend of red earth, oil, fragrant resins, and remedial herbs rested upon a low, woven platform. Mothers and young daughters gathered in a semicircle, and I, gingerly lowering my tripod, settled beside them. Age 20, cupped 500 grams of freshly milled clay in her hands. Her fingertips barely grazed tiny sprigs of scented resin and beads of amber-hued oil. She began mixing the dry with oil, incorporating just a single drop of cypress essence and powdered saffron root. This time-honored formula is transmitted from mother to daughter. Instruction commences at the age of 8. I observed as the deep crimson mixture morphed into a silky, lotion-like paste. All around, subdued voices wove together in harmony. The clan's matriarch recounted in how descended to earth and gifted so that people might inscribe their destinies upon their faces. I recorded close-ups, the flicker of lamp flames dancing across the paste's surface, minute clay particles shimmering in the glow. Drawing closer, I noticed younger sister, grasping a small grinding stone. In unison, they stirred the components, intoning an ancient invocation. Beauty eternal, beauty revered. Each utterance spun invisible threads, linking generations together. When the paste was ready, portioned it into shallow vessels carved from dried gourds. The formal rite then commenced. The women queued before polished copper mirrors, each angle of their visage considered with care. Applying unfolds in stages. The first layer, a sheer veil, sweeps across the brow, cheeks, and nose like a silky base and serves as vital sun protection. The second layer, richer in oil, defines the cheekbones and chin, subtly accentuating contours. Finally, the decorative pass employs a small wooden spatula to carve patterns, waves, dots, and arcs symbolizing life's currents and the flow of ancestral springs. I followed each gesture. First painted a broad band across her forehead, then dotted her cheeks with tiny points to invoke blessings for a plentiful harvest. She held her handheld mirror to verify symmetry. I closed my eyes to concentrate on the sounds, the soft patter of clay pallets, the whisper of crushed millet, children's giggles as they observed. Once the had set, the women turned to their adornments. My attention fell on the necklaces, snug chokers woven from ebony wood, threaded with white ostrich eggshell beads and copper coils. Each tier of beads represents 2 years of life. 8-tiered signifies 16 years of growth, 2 years as an engaged woman, and 4 years of marriage. Around their wrists and ankles they wore bracelets crafted from hand-forged copper wire. Each spiral loop represents the cycle of life, childhood, youth, motherhood, and the moment a woman becomes keeper of the hearth. Wore 4 coils on each wrist. Rarely seen outside the highest status families were deer horn earrings, meticulously carved and polished to catch the firelight. The intricate engravings tell of 7 founding clans, each ridge narrating a tale of unity and lineage. Later that morning, I witnessed the transmission of knowledge. His mother positioned beside her and demonstrated how to select the clay, only that found 2 kilometers from their settlement, free of foreign minerals. She pressed tiny fragments of quartz into the paste for a subtle sparkle and dusted in acacia pollen for a fresh, floral undertone. Next came the coiffure lesson. Flat wooden combs separated the hair into 1-centimeter strands, into which woolen threads and smooth resin beads were woven. This elaborate weaving could span up to 6 hours, transforming each head into a living sculpture of braided elegance. The lesson proceeded at an unhurried rhythm, accompanied by soft female chants. I photographed his inaugural attempt at combing through the freshly applied paste, her eyes shining with excitement, her hand trembling just slightly. By midday, a tour vehicle rolled into the village. A group of bloggers, clad in brand-name trainers and armed with the latest smartphones, anticipated an authentic performance. They began photographing every detail, from henna-like hand tattoos to the fine creases in the paste. Witnessing this, placed herself between the women and the guide. We do not require your likes. Our ritual is not content, it is the life we carry within. She threatened to smash their devices if they failed to honor her boundaries. The bloggers recoiled, the guide muttered apologies. The young women, faces half-coated in, stood steadfast. At sunset, the women gathered at the settlement's perimeter for the ceremony's climax. Around an ancient well, they formed a circle, shoulder to shoulder, each clutching a cup of Drums sounded, slow and steady, as they danced together, dipping their cups into the cool spring water. From the drone's aerial vantage point, the ring of red amid the vast desert resembled a living wound on the Earth's skin. Each drop of blending with the crystalline water symbolized the union of blood and land. When the ceremony concluded, the women silently brushing soft clay strokes from their hands and faces as though erasing with an invisible eraser. I approached and asked, "What does this day signify for you?" She met my gaze and replied gently, "Is our memory. Every woman inscribes on her face what must never be forgotten." I smiled, realizing I had become part of their narrative. Within that red paste lay not only sun protection, but centuries of wisdom passed down by hand. Under the full moon's glow, I packed away my camera gear as the women closed ranks around me, entrusted me with a small pouch of dried, and wove a bracelet from stained threads. "Wear it as our story on your wrist, and when you feel cold, remember, the red earth within you is stronger than any storm." I bid them farewell with a heart full of gratitude, carrying more than just footage. I carried a living tradition, woven from red clay, oils, and ancestral songs. Their beauty is a voice that will echo across the world if only I tell it truly.